Hello, I'm Nelda Schulte, and I've been talking about my 5-step tenant screening process during the spring because spring is the best time of year to advertise for tenants. And my 5-step tenant screening process involves advertising, pre-screening, the application form, the references, and lastly the credit check. Now I say lastly for the credit check, but I'll put that in quotation marks because some landlords like to do the credit check first before they process the rest of the application. And the reason I'd like to do this is for several reasons. The credit check really gives you a tremendous amount of value for 20 bucks. You get all the financial snapshot of the tenant's prior financial history. You get to see liens, loans, bankruptcies, depending on the credit check that you run. It also shows you their FICO score, which is a score from anywhere from 100 to 1,000. 1,000 is the highest and the best score. 100 is really bad. So the higher the score, the better, but it shows you what their FICO score is. It also verifies their past employment information and frequently their tenant information and addresses. So for 20 bucks, you get a tremendous amount of information about the tenant's financial history, their employment history, and where they've lived. It's something that I always do with every application form, and I really don't think that anybody should omit that step because it's just so helpful. The only thing that I caution you to be very careful of is to make sure that you have gotten the tenant's permission to run a credit check, and you need to have that in writing. So you need to have a form, or it needs to be on their application, that says they give you permission to run a credit check. They need to sign it and they need to date it. And you need to both have a copy of that to prove, if you ever have to, that they gave you permission to run a credit check. In summary, never run an application without running a credit check first, and never take a tenant who has a really horrible credit score and a history of not paying their bills, because after all, rent is just another bill, and if they don't place a value on paying their bills, they're not going to pay their rent either. So run a credit check, get their permission, get it in writing, get a signature, get a date, and you're good to go. I'm Nelda Schulte. If you'd like more information on the credit checks, you can get it on my website, neldaschulte.com. You can also reach me on Twitter at NeldaHelpsMe. And I look forward to connecting with you. Thanks so much. Hope this helped.